The plot thickens on this episode of In the Dark, where we find out that Max, this guy is the informant against Nia, and Jess reveals that big secret that she's been keeping from Vanessa. We're talking about it coming up right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, AfterBuzzers? Thank you again so much for joining us on another after show of In the Dark. We are pumped to be talking to you guys again for this latest episode. It was such an intense episode. I'm your host, Benny Adams, and before we get into it, I want to introduce you to my amazing panel. These guys are huge fans of dramedies like this show, In the Dark. They love the suspense, all the thrills. I'm talking about Missy and Bethany.
Hey guys!
What's up?
What did you guys think about this episode? It was crazy. I loved it.
Oh man, it was a topsy-turvy one.
I felt like winded when it was over. I was like, whew.
Yeah.
I felt like just like shocked / scared. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I was just all over the place.
Yeah, there were a lot of twists and turns that we're going to be talking about soon. But yeah, this episode definitely kept me on my feet. I was just like, no, don't do this, don't do that. So, but first, before we get into, the big reveal, I want to first talk about Dean and Murphy and their relationship. I was happy about it.
I knew you were thrilled. I immediately looked at you. I was like, oh, you love this?
I was rooting. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. So it was funny, but it was a little bit awkward also.
Yeah,
you know
I agree.
how she's waking up on his lap and she has like this weird look on her face and she's just like, let's call an Uber or call me an Uber.
And how great was it when Chloe walked in and didn't know she was there?
Yes.
And she's like, oh.
Right. Murphy's like, I'm still here, kid. I'm still here. What do you guys think about this maybe relationship happening? Are you into it? Are you still not into it?
At first, I wanted it to happen, but now I actually like Max and Murphy together.
Really? Okay.
But then Dean, I just look at him more as a father figure towards Murphy. I don't see any physical chemistry there.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more as emotional chemistry or someone you love and trust as a friend or a daughter. I don't see anything there.
I just feel like they're such an odd pairing.
Really?
Aside from a murder and a also blind daughter, what do they really have in common? I don't see them ever having anything longevous. But I wouldn't be shocked if they eventually do kiss or if something happens between them. But I just don't see it panning out for some reason.
No. Opposites attract, you guys. They're so opposite. They're gonna attract.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I really like this couple. Well, they're not a couple, but I really like this pairing.
But is it that you really like them as a couple, or is it that you really like Dean, as we all do? He's very likable, and you see the potential for a stability for her?
I really like them as a couple because it's different. It's so different. Like you said, they're two completely different people, but I think opposites attract. And I love seeing people who are just completely different,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't want it to happen.
Well,
I'm Team Max.
Yeah, Team Max, and you're Team Max?
Yeah.
What's that? We need a nickname for both of them.
Yeah,
oh my
let's ship them
Murphy,
together.
Max.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Maxie.
Murph Million.
Yeah, right? Well, someone who isn't a fan of Murphy and Dean is the Chelsea, the bartender.
Yeah. And she shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, well, I have my thoughts on Chelsea, but we'll save that later. But I can understand that she's not, happy
Of course.
about it. But
and a girl knows.
Yeah.
Not just girl. I'm not talking just women's intuition. People know when the person they're with is kind of digging on someone else.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And he drops everything when Murphy calls. Even if they're even having a conversation, he's like, oh, I got to go, bye. So it's obvious.
It was weird how he responded.
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, if she has to talk to him, why didn't he first say, is it urgent? And if it is, why didn't he invite her to come to the bar and be like, I'll give you a few minutes and then I have plans with Chelsea? But instead, he was like, peace.
So you think Chelsea has a right to be upset?
Definitely.
And also, how pissed would you be if, like, that girl woke up on your dude's shoulder? Even if nothing happened romantically and consciously, that's still a very bizarre scenario.
Nothing happened. It was innocent. And at the same time, she went into this, I guess you can say they're in a relationship now. She went into this relationship knowing that he's somewhat close to Murphy because of the case. And so Murphy's hanging out with him a lot. So she should kind of know that, you know, Murphy's going to be around a lot.
Yeah.
And this case is important to both of them.
Yes.
So I kind of feel that I get being annoyed a little bit, but she went off on him at the bar. It kind of caught me off guard.
I know. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
She just found her backbone.
Right.
I just kept thinking, for starters, it was so shocking to see them waking up together, but I just kept thinking, like, how heavy of sleepers are these people?
I know. Yeah. I was thinking that too.
No one sleeps through a night on a shoulder.
No, she was on his lap. I thought she was like she woke up like
she was like nestled in him.
Okay. Yeah. I thought she was like up from him, like sleeping on his lap. That's what I thought.
Either way, they were
sleeping upright. Like, this is comparable to trying to sleep in an airplane or something.
It was innocent. It wasn't like they were like in the bed cuddling, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't think it was. But if she says
that they're friends, that's weird. Like, I think that's weird because she says that her and Dean are just friends.
Yeah.
Like, would you do that with a friend? Like, I don't know. That's a hard call.
I can see close friends doing that. Friends who have known each other for years, but they haven't known each other for years. So yeah.
I can see close friends that are single doing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you're dating someone, you have a boundary.
True.
With people of the opposite sex. Like, you're not nuzzled up.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not.
Right.
I don't know.
The more episodes I see, the more, because I'm still for Max and Murphy, but the more episodes I see, the more I'm all in for Murphy and Dean.
Oh no!
I like it, but how awkward was it when Murphy called Dean and asked him to come down and talk? Dean thought that it was to talk about that night she stayed over. What did you guys think about that whole just awkward situation?
Awkward.
I was just like kind of proud of him that he even had that confidence and just like went for it.
Right.
Yeah. He was just like, so here we are. And she's like, what?
But she was thinking like, oh my God, like what? Like me and you were both thinking like, was she drugged? Because I was like, wait, did I miss that part? Like I was, so.
Yeah, like he really misread it.
Yeah. And Murphy
but was bold.
It was very bold. I was proud of him.
He wasn't like questioning it.
And it was really awkward because Murphy was just saying, we're just friends. But do you guys really believe that? Do you think Murphy has some hidden feelings, whether she knows it or not, for Dean?
She might.
Yeah, she might have like a little like, I don't even know. She might have hairline feelings for him. Maybe when she's like around him. You know, like when you're around someone, it just like comes out. But when she's not around him, she just doesn't like him.
Well, she has a dependency on him. So there's that factor. So I do think she kind of looks up to him. Like there is, I think, a reverential regard for him.
Right.
And some, don't you think, a little bit? And then they have the common household issue, which is that he has a blind daughter and she's blind, which I think has also really bonded them. Like, throw the case out. That's a huge bonding point.
Right. And the thing, what I've noticed between Murphy and Dean and Murphy and Felix, not Murphy and Felix, Murphy and Max, that would be an interesting couple. Murphy and Max, they just went all in. You know, they started hooking up and then they became boyfriend and girlfriend. With Murphy and Dean, it's starting off more as a friendship. And I think that's why I like this pairing, because it's starting so organically. You know, whether Murphy wants to admit it or not, they are friends. You know, he's close with his daughter. They're friends. So I think it can grow from there.
Yeah.
So definitely has potential.
Yeah, it does. It does. Something else that doesn't really have potential anymore is Jess and her girlfriend. Yeah. The girl was feeling so guilty.
Oh my God.
So guilty. It was cringeworthy. It was.
I love Jess's pureness.
Yes.
Like she's so
pure.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I'm honestly almost shocked she could even go through with cheating on her because she is so pure of heart.
Right. Yeah, I was shocked about that also.
But it was a lot of variables of the reason why she did it. She was like upset about the whole case, and then Vanessa, and there was like multiple reasons why she did it. Like I could see like what she was thinking at the time, but then realizing like and she was drinking, so that was also another variable. So like when she woke up, she was like, oh my gosh. You know, it's like her, and then that's when she like her guilt.
And I think just subconsciously, she's known for a while that Vanessa isn't really the one.
True.
Do you think Jess is?
As Felix touched on, and then he told her that she was projecting.
That was
that honestly cracked me up.
That was interesting, yeah. But do you guys think that Jess is the person to? Do you believe that she has to take all the blame, or does some of the blame fall on Vanessa for what she said to Jess in the previous episode?
I think it's 50-50 for sure.
Yeah.
Cheating's cheating.
True.
I mean, I'm as team Jess as they come. I'm not like just sympathizing with their roles, regardless who said what to who. Unless it involved we're breaking up, it's still cheating.
Right. Yeah. And I kind of agree with that. You know, what Vanessa said to Jess was awful. Like, you should never say that to anyone. But at the same time, just because someone says something mean or bad to you doesn't mean you have to do something 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So.
Very true.
It's not like permission to do them wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you agree that Jess should have told Vanessa about the secret, or should she had kept Vanessa in the dark?
Oh no! I
Do you like what I did there?
I love that. I definitely think she did the right thing and told her, because like I feel like any person would want to know, especially if you're in a relationship.
Right.
Cheating should come with confessions.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Jess felt so much better after that, even though it was a huge consequence for her. You know, it was like a heavy weight was lifted off of her after she told her.
Not to derail this topic too much, but I was just thinking about how in last week Jess was like so traumatized, and we didn't even see that in her this episode.
And you know why? I think we didn't really see that. She was so upset about the cheating. Yeah, that was just and I've noticed with Jess, she worries a lot.
She does. Has really bad anxiety.
She worries a lot. Yeah. And so that's one characteristic that I've learned about her. But yeah, so I don't know if this couple is gonna stay together or
I don't think so.
I
think she's on her way.
Yeah.
And it probably took something as big as someone cheating on someone to really like put the final nail in the coffin.
But good for Jess for having the courage to be able to do that, you know?
Yeah, especially.
Just like Dean having the courage to go up and talk to Murphy about that awkward night. So it was all about people doing something that they're not comfortable in doing.
Put themselves out there.
Yeah. So I like that, even though both outcomes were awful.
Yeah.
But it worked out. Before we go to our next topic, we have something that we want to tell you guys.
Yeah, guys, we have a special announcement. We just want to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. For us to continue to grow, we need your help. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube, give us a rating on iTunes, and leave us a comment. Also, make sure to jump in that live chat and we'll shout you out. And I love being a part of AfterBuzz TV because I love discussing fun shows like In the Dark with this lovely panel. And thanks for supporting us, guys.
Yeah, good job. Oh, I loved that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys for supporting us, for watching us. We love talking with you guys. We love having you guys a part of our panel and giving us insight about the show that sometimes we don't even think about.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. But the main topic that I cannot wait to talk about is Max.
Yes, finally.
Were you guys shocked about that, him being the informant?
I was
super shocked.
I was shocked. I really was.
I was like, no way. I can't believe you.
Where my mind was going, right before Max walked up to the the agent's car and got in the car, when we all were like, oh, it's Max. My thought was, oh my gosh, maybe it's Darnell. Maybe Darnell is the informant, and he let his cousin take the fall. So maybe he didn't kill him himself, but he let his cousin take the fall.
Right.
And then when it was Max, wow, that really caught me off guard.
Yeah, Max, no, trash. Like, I was so upset. Like, that was literally, like, my, like, biggest, like, that was, like, what I was thinking in that moment. I was like, wow, how could you do that to Murphy?
Yeah. I was just thinking how he and, well, we really don't know because they haven't told us. Do we know how long Darnell and Max have been friends? Because we kind of initially got the impression it's been a long time, right?
He's so protective of Darnell. I want to say it's been a couple of years.
I feel like they're probably childhood friends, like high school.
And they've probably been in this business for a while.
Yes. So I actually, strangely, didn't feel worse for Murphy. I felt actually bad for their friendship.
Yeah.
Even though they're in bad business, like, that friendship will never be the same again.
I agree with that. I had no idea it was going to be Max. I had no idea, like, who it was going to be. But that was definitely
but
shocking.
when Murphy, like, found out, I, like, felt for her because, like, they're in a new relationship. They just said the L word. So it's very serious. Like, she's upset and, like, on multiple levels. And so that was why I had the reaction I had.
Not validating how she would feel.
I can
just
see
my secondary thought. My first thought was their friend.
I can see that point, but then on the other side of things, Max is doing what he has to do. Because if he didn't do this, he'd be in jail. Yeah. And there wouldn't be a Max and Murphy
and it just goes
to begin with.
In these type of criminal businesses, drugs and things, of like literally everyone is out for themselves, even with their very own partners and close old friends and stuff, or lovers.
Right.
Like, everyone is watching their own back all the time.
Right. And you definitely
scary lifestyle. You
feel for the guy. Because he does not want to do this, but he has to also look out for himself. And so he's just in a really
he's like
tough situation. Yeah. So I thought that was crazy. What I thought was crazier was Jules.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez, man. Now, that was annoying to me.
Yes.
Like, are you kidding? Are you just going to mess up everything? And then when she...
It was so on par for her.
Yeah.
How she just has to be Darnell's superhero. So as soon as she arrested him, I was like, okay, she's arresting him for murder because they're not going to
give him the drug charge.
Yeah, so that he won't have the drug charge.
So
because he would go to prison for that, but with this murder, she's like, oh, there'll still be a chance he'll get off.
So you guys think that she didn't arrest him for her own gain, but to actually protect him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And she knew the cameras were watching her, so that's why she arrested him.
So she had she played her cards really well, honestly.
But then again,
she had to do something. She was on camera. They were going to know. I mean, she had to do something for her profession. And also, she was thinking quick, like, how can I save him from what is about to go down?
Right.
Yeah, but then again, what's the narcotics team lady's name? Okay, we'll just call her. They didn't really say her name.
The detective that is working with informants.
Yes.
I don't think they used her name.
Yeah.
I was listening for it and I didn't catch one.
But I think later on in the next episode, they'll probably ask her, like, how did you know this information? Yeah. How did you know he was going to be at the hotel? So it's just like, she's going to be in that cycle too. So.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, either way, just showing up, like, she's really put herself in a hole.
My whole thing is, earlier in the episode, she ended things with him. So I don't understand, like, why do you think she likes this guy so much? He's a bad guy.
It's history.
He's in a bad situation. He's putting her in a bad situation. So why do you think that she keeps on coming back and helping him?
Toxic love.
Toxic love.
Because
that's literally what it is.
Yeah, it's history.
I don't understand
when people have longevous romances like that, they're so bonded that, like...
Yeah, they've probably been dating since they were, like, 15, 16.
like, just because she said I break up with you earlier today doesn't mean he's any less of who he is to her. He's still who he is to her.
I'm sorry, but I don't care how long I've known you. Like, I'm not going to mess up my job and get thrown in jail for something stupid that you did.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what just confuses me. But I guess, like you guys said, you know, they've known each other for a while. It's they have a strong
childhood,
bond.
It sounds like.
Right. They have a strong bond, a strong relationship.
Adolescence.
So I personally don't get it, but you know, we'll see how that all pairs out.
Love makes you do crazy things.
It does.
It's not just a saying.
And speaking of love makes you do crazy things, Murphy finding that text in Max's apartment, she thinks that he's cheating on her.
Which I thought it was really interesting that Max was immediately like, "Oh, you read the text." He had to know immediately, someone was with you in my apartment to help you read the text.
Right.
Like, she couldn't have done it on her own.
Do you guys think that this was something weird for Max? I mean, for Murphy to do, to go track down Max because she thinks a girl is texting him to hook up? I thought it was completely out of character. What about you?
It is out of character for her, but it also just shows how much she actually is invested in him and how much she really does love him.
Right.
Yes, I agree. Because, like, in the beginning episodes, she would have never done that. She'd be like, oh, I don't care, like, doing her other stuff.
Yeah.
But since it has something...
She was just when she cheated on him back.
But then also, like, she's, like, doing this case with Tyson, too. So they're all, like, a part of it. So...
Yeah.
This is all a cycle. Everything's like everyone's coming together and like getting trapped into this whole like web of like cycle. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely agree that this relationship is changing her for the better. You know, it's making her care
for sure
more about people, you know.
For sure. Think about the Murphy we got to know in the first even 3 episodes.
She would have been.
She was so different.
Yeah,
she would have just been like, all right,
super selfish.
On to the next one.
Drunk, promiscuous, like truly didn't care about anyone's feelings, including friends and family.
And this may just be me, but don't you think, compare Murphy now to the earlier episodes, doesn't it seem like she's more put together, kind of like the hair is on point, the clothes are a little bit brighter,
she's
they're not
sober too,
right?
Yeah, that's true.
And I literally just thought about that, so that's really cool to see.
And she's happy.
Exactly. And it's interesting because she's in a situation that, you know, the average person would be miserable in. She's trying to find out who killed one of her best friends. So, but at the same time, she's changing for the better. So why do you think that is? She's in such a dark situation, but her life is changing for the better.
I think a few things. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely with Max and, like, you know, her growing up, her friendships and, you know, just being around people that support her. And, like, now that I think she's doing this case because she loves Tyson and she wants to find who killed him, because I think she's just putting all her energy in something that she truly cares about. And that also makes her happy. Because, like, when they do those in the past or back episodes, like, you could see, like, the flashes of like them together and like she's happy.
Right.
So that's where the happiness is coming from.
Basically the same. I think lack of purpose is scientifically proven to cause depression.
Right.
And I just don't think she had a purpose.
Oh yeah.
And now she does. She has a reason to wake up. She like has this thing she's obsessed with and she wants to vindicate her friend's death and she wants to get to the bottom of it. And I think it's just she's doesn't have time to sit around and drink.
Right.
Yeah, true.
And
Max.
Right.
Max has really brought her out of her shell and
she
revealed a softer side, not only to us, but to herself.
Right. Yeah, I agree. She definitely has a drive now. Like you said, she has a purpose of, you know, something that she wants. So it's going to be interesting, you know, if this murder does get solved, where are we going to see Murphy next? That's the question.
I know.
I know.
We've said that so many times
know.
too. We're like, okay, so there's a second season. What is that going to entail?
The first season isn't even over, and I already can't wait for the second season. But all right, so it is time for a new segment that we have called Top 3 Shocking Moments.
All right, guys. So the top 3 shocking moments that we have so far as we came up as a group. Felix is a lawyer. He went to Harvard Law School. That was number one shocker, I feel like. Don't you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure, shocker. Sure. Number 2, obviously, we already stated, Max the informant. Complete shocker. And then last but not least, we already talked about this, but Murphy waking or waking up with Dean on his shoulder, lap, whatever. We saw what we saw, but that was complete shocker.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with all 3 of those, especially the first one with Felix. Felix keeps shocking us like no other.
I love Felix's character so much.
Each episode, like, I'm liking the guy more and more. You know, first we find out that his parents are loaded with money, and then he buys the company he works for, and now we find out that he went to Harvard. He's like this genius.
Yes.
You know, and it's so interesting because...
And it's proven helpful in the case.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because as viewers, we don't see Felix as this helpful guy. We kind of see him as like the invisible guy trying to become visible. And in reality, you know, he is doing everything and he's done everything that a lot of people want, you know. He has the money. He has his own company now. He's very smart. So why do you guys think that his life is just so in the background and he's not forefront and he has all these traits, these positive traits?
That's a really good question. I feel like maybe they just put him in like the background just because it adds like flavor to the episode, because this was kind of like super suspenseful, complete shockers, but then you add that comic relief. I feel like Felix is like the comic relief when it's necessary.
But I think he's scripted to be an undervalued player, and I've always from the beginning thought he's going to slowly become more and more valuable part of the script. But that's like the kitsch to him.
Yeah. Because he's like super quirky and like weird, but it's like funny at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you guys are in the chat right now, let us know what your top 3 shocking moments are, and then we might be able to read them on air. But moving on to our special segment, our In the Dark Moments.
In the dark moments.
In the dark moments. Why are you looking at me first? Do I have to go?
I'll go first. All right. So my in the dark moment was when Murphy is at Dean's place. They're eating breakfast, and Chloe comes in, and she's just so adorable about it. And she's like, "Oh, you're still here!" Like she thinks she knows what happened. So I thought that was really cool because you can tell that Chloe really likes Murphy and Dean together. I like Murphy and Dean together, and so I thought that was my in the dark moment.
In the dark moment. I would have to say my in the dark moment was probably when Jules saw Darnell on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was intense.
And the expression on her face when she saw this different side of her lover, she was kind of seeing him for what the police force sees him for, rather than how she's viewed him in their romantic relationship.
Right.
So my special in the dark moment was when they were at the store together. And he was like, "Oh, I have to buy a blender." Wait, is this the right episode? Wait, was this last episode? Oh, no, it's last episode. Okay.
No worries.
I don't think they blender shop.
Well, I wasn't here last, but no, I'll find one with this episode. Well, I feel like just as like a whole of Max and Murphy's relationship is... Well, no, we're going to talk about the staircase when she found out he was an informant. My heart broke for her.
Yeah.
That was really sad. Like, I was like, oh no. Like, I just wanted to hug her.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a heartbreaking moment.
I agree. And like, I always get scared when something like bad happens to Murphy because she's made so much progress in her life, and I don't want her to go back to where she started. So I always get like, please don't disappoint her. Just let everything go right with her. And but those were good in the dark moments, you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Off the cuff.
Yes.
Now it's time for some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, this week we have some very exciting news. It's not gossip. It's been confirmed. Pretty exciting that the girl that plays Jess, Brooke Markham, you may have seen her on the show with us before. She is a little theater rat, and she is performing Hamlet, which I thought was super cool, and she is playing Hamlet.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
So if you guys are in the Los Angeles area or you want to zip into town for it, she's actually playing this weekend and next weekend at T-Pop, which is located at 5050 Vineland. And so May 31st, June 1st, and then next weekend, June 7th and June 8th. You can order your tickets online in advance for $20 or it's $25 at the door. So go see Brooke shine.
She is an amazing actress.
She's really amazing.
She's so good.
She's
yeah.
Super talented, and she's just such a sweetheart.
She's such I loved when she came, and she was just very down to earth and genuine, and she needs to come on again.
I know. I mean,
she was fun.
It'd be beneath her, but she should just be on our panel. We love her so
right,
much.
exactly. That'd be perfect.
That would be so fun.
Right? All right, so it's time for our favorite part of the after show, predictions.
Yes.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What do you guys think is going to happen in the next episode or just in the future episodes?
Man, it's a tough one because we didn't get to see like the previews part. Like, you know, like they tease you.
That's true.
That's good though.
Yeah, no, that is good. Okay, so last scene, Darnell's in handcuffs. I think he's obviously going to be in jail, but somehow Jules is going to give him, like what you said earlier, a lesser charge, not with the drug charge, more as like either like manslaughter, like something with Tyson's murder. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
I predict, like you, same, basically, that Darnell's going to get off, more or less. But I think Darnell's going to massively turn on Max, and I think Max might need to flee the area.
Wow.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
That's a really good one.
Because it's very obvious who it would be tracked to. Like, I think Darnell would now know that Max is the informant, and so would Nia. And his life is in danger.
Right.
Like, he and Murphy might both need to flee, like, far.
Oh, wow.
We'll see. I'm going to stick with Felix. I think Felix is going to end up being, like, the go-to guy in this mystery because he's not really in the whole who killed Tyson mystery, but somehow he's going to get involved, and with the skills that he has, he's going to be a big player, and I really hope this happens because that would be so cool to see.
Piggybacking on your prediction, were you done? I want to cut you off.
Go for it. I
was just going to say, speaking of Felix, I predict the same thing that I predicted last week, and we didn't see anything about it in this episode, but I think The Watch...
Oh, yeah, because we didn't really do anything. They didn't do anything with The Watch.
I think
That's
The
going to come
Watch
into play.
is going to somehow obviously be tracked to Felix, which is
Oh my
going
God.
to unravel
That's gonna be
into
terrible.
more,
Right.
Wow, I'm
be
excited.
more frights for everyone.
Right. And then I have one more. And then see, we love this. We love this this part of the after show. And you weren't here for this.
I know, that's why I was gonna say my
last
special
week.
moment.
But
That was last week.
So you heard me say this, but I think something, and I might be completely off because I was off last time, but I think that Chelsea has something to do with this. I think there's a bigger player than Nia. And do you remember? So in the last episode, Chelsea randomly visits Dean.
Yeah.
In that area where there's like all this evidence.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's really weird for someone to just walk in where.
I thought that was suspicious.
And now in this episode, she gets so annoyed that like he's hanging out with Murphy, which I can get. It can be like a jealousy thing, but she seemed really, really annoyed. It was kind of like out of her character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she could.
Yeah. You think Chelsea might be trouble?
That would be so crazy.
Did
So
Chelsea meet
crazy.
Tyson,
Really
though?
full.
Did she like meet Tyson?
See, that's the thing.
There's
We
no
don't
link
know
at all.
Oh my goodness.
And also, we were discussing last week the fact that Darnell has been in the bar and around Chelsea, and they never acknowledge each other.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
So,
You guys have solved the case.
If this turns out to be
case
true,
closed.
I will flip out. I will go crazy.
I just have to say, and I've thought this from the beginning, I would really like us to all fly up to Toronto and go have drinks at that bar. I feel very emotionally invested in this pub now.
Yeah.
I feel like I have drank there.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's book a ticket to Toronto.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that is all the time we have for today. It's a good conversation.
It was a grand conversation.
I liked it.
We like to chat.
I'm your host, Benny Adams. You can find me on all social media at Benny J. Adams.
Hey guys, I'm Bethany Jean. That's Bethany with an IE. I can be found on all platforms as Bethany Jean, and it's Bethany Jean Official on IG.
Hey guys, I'm Missy Bernier. You can follow me on Instagram and all social media platforms at Missy Bernier. Yep, that's it.
Thanks for watching us, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.